He's single. Tim Scott going on stage with his mom. It looks nice, but it's not going to get him any votes.
Yeah, it's usually the president has the first lady. Tim Scott, if he were to be president, he had the first hand. I just got my hand.
Listen, you better wash your hands before you put it on that Bible and swear, all right?
Trump, we talked about him at length last week. I'm not sure if you were peeping all the YouTube comments, but people were upset, man.
They were mad. They were trying to throw some serious shade at us.
Yeah, like seriously, you pretty much were talking about his town hall and said, CNN pretends like they don't know he's going to lie. And, people were upset. They said his supporters were commenting saying he was vindicated on everything.
Yep.
They asked us for like a list of his lies. They said we provided no evidence. So I was just wondering, if you had an answer for them, like, do you have like a list of lies that comes to mind when you think of Donald Trump?
I mean,
it's been so many. It's like your greatest hits. Like,
I mean, first, let me just say this. I think it's kind of juvenile when your comeback for saying that somebody is lying is to then call that person a liar. Like, no, they're not lying. You're lying. Like, it's like, what is the thing we used to say in elementary school? I know I am, but what are you? Or
I know you are, but what am I?
Exactly. It's like, what are we doing right now?
But that's like Trump's strategy. That's what he does. He gaslights. Whenever someone says something about him, he's the victim. It's a witch hunt. He creates his own type of context.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many documented lies. Like, he was literally the first president to be impeached twice. Like, that doesn't happen without evidence.
Yeah. So he's got a laundry list of lies. I mean, you can go on and literally, if you type in Google and you say list of Donald Trump's lies, there are 11 million results that come up. So I don't know if y'all really want me to go through this list, but I can go back to one just from like right after his presidency. This is a list from 2001. He started lying before he even got inaugurated. He said that it didn't rain at his inauguration. It did rain. like dumb shit he was lying about. He lied about whether or not he used Sharpie by accident trying to show like a hurricane in the path it was going to take. He lied about the Boy Scouts. He lied about whether or not members of Congress were part of Al Qaeda. Like, this man, he has lied so many times. He lied about paying off Stormy Daniels. That's the main thing that we're kind of seeing him get charged with, and like seeing this still go on for, 7 years later. He lied about his family being separated. There's so many things that he's just lied about. I don't really need to go into it anymore.
Yeah, I think you proved your point, bro. It's too much to even think of. Remember, he said the crowd size was bigger than Obama's at his inauguration.
It was incredible. It was incredible. Just so many people, so more than you could possibly ever count. Millions upon millions of people.
It was ridiculous. So, Trump supporters, you got to admit that you're like the delusional people when it comes to talking about your daddy. Like, I voted for Joe Biden. I'll admit that, but you don't see me defending him and everything he fucking does every week. So why don't you check yourself and get be your own man. But hey, this is a cult. His cult is out there strong.
They believe him. And they do believe him. They refuse to fact check, refuse to believe anything, from the media, which I don't think that's a bad thing to question what you hear on TV. But if you're going to question that, you should also question the person that's, spouting a bunch of different lies and getting impeached multiple times and paying off porn stars and a number of other things that he's done.
Shame.
Too many to count.
Shame.
Yeah.
So much. But yeah, I feel like, despite all of, Trump's court cases, him being impeached twice, he's still running for president again in 2024. And I think he still has a stranglehold on the Republican Party.
Yeah.
But
they are definitely shook.
Yeah, a couple people, they announced that they're running, a couple people from Florida First, your boy Tim Scott, the former, what was he, the senator of Florida.
That's right.
He said he's running. He's coming for that spot. You think Tim Scott has a real chance?
Please. Of course not. Of course not. That's a black man running as a Republican. We saw what happened to the last one. Okay.
I don't. Herman Cain? You're saying he died?
Oh,
No.
R.I.P. to Herman. I'm not talking about him though. I'm talking about the other H, Herschel Walker.
Oh shit, Herschel Walker. Yeah, that was amazing. Herschel, we haven't heard from him since.
No, it's been real. It's crickets. Crickets.
Yeah, another one of Trump's boys who failed.
Yeah.
Oh shit, what was his name? Ben Carson.
Ben Carson was the other one.
Yeah.
What was he? Neurosurgeon or something
Yes.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah. But, those are people who are coming from outside of politics. Tim Scott has, he's not just a black guy from Florida. He was a senator. He's a politician, So I feel like, he's younger.
He is a little bit younger, in his 50s.
Yeah. And, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what type of traction he'll get. But, a bigger name came out today on Twitter from Florida and announced his campaign, man. Tiny D, Governor Desantis, said he's running for president in 2024. Now, Trump already was shooting at DeSantis months ago. He got a head start
Last year in 2022.
Yes. Yeah. Trump was big in getting him elected the first time, DeSantis in Florida. Trump lives in Florida,
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago. He has a big presence down there. But DeSantis, the media's been propping him up the last couple of years. He makes national headlines pretty much every week, beefing with Disney, beefing with black people, the NAACP, beefing with LGBTQ community. He makes the headlines. He's against woke America. And he some of his merch leaked out, and his new slogan is not "Make America Great Again," it's "Make America Florida."
Make America Florida. Why would it? I want to know what kind of crowdsourcing they did to really figure out this is what we should go with, because I feel like Florida has such like a bad reputation at this point. There's a whole saying about the Florida man. Like,
Yes,
we just saw a video this week that went viral of a Florida man who's drunk, left the bar, went to go piss in a pond, and he got attacked by an alligator and his arm was just gone.
damn, that's awful.
That's what's going to happen to the United States if you vote this man into office, all right?
Make America Florida. Troy, you said you thought this was fake.
Yeah, when you sent it, I was like, no way, this is real. And I had to do my Googles, and I was like, holy shit, this is real.
It's insane. It does sound made up. Make America Florida. But hey, he has a lot of backing. He announced his campaign on Twitter with your boy Elon Musk. Do you think he has a shot to win the Republican nomination?
Listen, you're going to stop saying all these crazy people are my boy, but anyway.
Well, I'm saying that sarcastically. You always take a shot at Elon Musk.
I think that he's got a good chance. His biggest competition is definitely going to be Trump. We'll see how the race for the nomination for the Republicans goes, but I fully expect it to be really nasty. There's going to be some crazy videos that come out talking shit about each other and things like that. That's what they're known for. They get scrappy. They get their hands dirty. They're not afraid to just slander each other, whether it's via commercials, on stage, whatever it might be.
They're like rappers, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. They both start with R. I think that Tim Scott, he's not going to be able to catch steam. Already, like I mentioned, he's a black Republican. They don't have success when it comes to running for these really big offices. And then on top of that, he's single. There hasn't been anyone voted as president that's single since 1884.
Damn, that's crazy. That's why, people always talk about, single independent women. What about the single independent men out there? Like, come on. Shout out to Tim Scott. He's doing it by himself.
Single black dads, they don't get much love in this system. And Tim Scott going on stage with his mom, it looks nice, but it's not going to get him any votes.
Nah, we have the first. What is it? What's Kamala Harris's husband? Is he like the second gentleman?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually the president has the first lady. Tim Scott, if he were to be president, he had the first hand. I just got my hand.
Listen, you
Takes
better
care of
wash
me.
your hands before you put it on that Bible and swear. All right.
For real. Ugh. But but Tim Scott, as you mentioned, is a black man from Florida.
Mhm.
You told me about the NAACP. You said they put out a flight. What is it like?
Travel advisory, man.
Travel advisory. What's that all about, bro?
Listen, so the NAACP, they basically have said that given some of the things that DeSantis is doing, Florida's become a hostile environment for Black Americans. They don't recommend that people travel there. They really advise caution based on some of the things that have been going on. And they're not the first. You know, the League of United Latin American Citizens and the LGBTQ advocacy group Equality Florida, they all issued travel advisories as well. So this seems to be something that these different organizations are trying to do to set the stage and maybe slightly cut out DeSantis's legs before his nomination, which just happened today.
Yeah, he said make America Florida, while some of America saying don't fucking go to Florida.
Yeah.
Do you think that people are actually going to listen to this? Because I know you have a trip planned to Florida very soon. Or does this make you think twice, like as a Black American?
If I was paying for the trip, I probably might think about it like, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't support Florida with my tourist dollars. But actually, I'm going for work, so I won't actually be paying a dime.
Yo. Okay.
So,
I see your boundaries. But
listen,
how many places do we travel as Americans, and we travel to places where people live in poverty, people aren't treated well, people who look like us have like nothing, and we just go there and spend our money. So, I mean, to act like Florida is something significant. I mean, it's just another part of America. Are we
True.
going to put a travel advisory to the United States of America for Americans to not be here, like because of the dangers? Like, it makes no sense to me.
I get what you're saying, but I could tell you this. If I'm going somewhere poor where people aren't treated the way they're supposed to be treated, more often than not, it's going to be in the Caribbean or somewhere else that has great weather. I'm not going to Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, any of those southern states. I'm not really visiting those.
Yeah, I mean, that's different. The Florida's more fun than Mississippi.
Yeah, Florida's got beaches
Yeah,
and
exactly.
bitches. So my two favorite bees.
That is Brian's campaign for president. Well, we're not old enough yet.
Yeah, we have to turn what, 36?
Yeah, but DeSantis, he's 44.
Yeah.
So he's pretty young, man. That's why I don't think he's cut out for this. You know, Trump is still his daddy. I can't see him taking shots at Trump and actually being able to bully him. I feel like DeSantis, he's been able to kind of use Trump's tactics with the media and other people he's faced publicly. But I don't think he can do that to the guy, you know, that supported him. He actually, you know, Trump posted a picture of DeSantis, you know, putting his baby in a MAGA onesie.
Mm.
He's a Trump stan, so I don't see him being able to take him down.
I don't know, man. I feel like from an age standpoint, 44, that's not that bad. There's a bunch of people that have been around that age. Theodore Roosevelt, Bill Clinton, John F. Kennedy, Barack was 47. So I feel like only recently we've started to really elect these old fucks.
Well, you're talking about very charismatic men, the ones you named, and
Yeah, that's
historically, you know,
That's true.
DeSantis isn't that guy. You know, it seems like he can't even really explain half the shit he be promoting, and I don't know. I just don't have the confidence in him.
I think he's a mix of Ted Cruz and Rubio.
Yeah, losers. Like, but yeah,
Oh,
we'll see
man.
what happens. Like, honestly, it's interesting. I hope that, you know, I hope it does get ugly. I hope they, you know, tear each other apart. But that could be wishful thinking.
I mean, if they do, that plays into Trump's hands. because you know he doesn't care.
Word. Exactly. That's why it's hard to beat him.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Biden just said, just shut up, man. Shut the fuck up, Trump. And Trump was like, your son's on crack. It got crazy.
Yeah, it was a great debate. Great debate.
He made fun of Joe Biden for wearing a mask and then got COVID like a week later. Oh, man.
Forgot about that. Oh, yeah, that's another lie. He told you all that you could shoot yourselves with chlorine and bleach and cure yourself of COVID. Like, that's what he told you on a national stage.
Bro.
And you believed him.
I remember they said that Trump, I forgot which hurricane when he was in office, but he asked, like, why can't we just nuke it? Like, why can't we
Nuke a hurricane.
I never thought of that. So, hey, he has ideas. I will say that. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Like
all the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.